Welcome to the Mindset for Success show, where we will talk about success in different ways and give you practical tips to achieve and cultivate success in every area of your life. Come, join us and learn from our guests what success is all about. For more information, follow us at... Welcome to the Mindset for Success show. I'm Carolina Ayala, your host. I'm a holistic life coach, and many times people ask me, how can I change the outcome of what is happening in my life? So everything that we do is supported by that energy. So the important thing is, what is your support for everything that you do? So if we support that event, that action, that words with fears, insecurities, worries, inner limitations, then the result will be similar to that. So it's super important for you to set up positive intention, positive thought forms, positive words before everything that you do to change that outcome. Because the outcome will be a reflection of your energy. And that's when we are able to lead everything in your life with a positivity, with whatever it is that we want in life. So it's important for you to be aware that the result depends most of the time on your internal state. So the invitation for you is to start setting positive intentions, emotions, and words before everything that you do. So today we have an amazing guest with us. We have Dr. Myron Davis. Thank you very much for being here with us.
Thank you. It's a privilege to be here and to be in the midst of your presence, even from afar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's start from the beginning. Tell us a little bit about your story of success, so people can have a little bit of your history and know a little bit more about you.
Sure. Well, first and foremost, I come from a family of artistic educators who often guided me on the path of success. I really enjoyed that path, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. Growing up, I attended the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center, where I learned a lot about culture. And in that culture, I learned so many principles that were beneficial to success. Also had a lot of guidance from my mother, and she was an educator, and she gave me also quite a few principles to live a phenomenal life and to be successful. And I took those artistic and educational elements into higher education, received a PhD in leadership, also learning about success. And I have now taken that higher education experience into career and profession, as well as personal life. And for success for me, it's operating at your maximum wattage. And I enjoy helping others within our organization and individuals that I meet every day to be successful.
Let me see if I understand what you're trying to say. So you said that success is to do everything in life at your highest level, right?
That's correct.
So how do you know that you are at that level? Do you ever achieve that level? Or explain that a little bit to me.
Sure. It has to be your wattage, right? So when I talk about operating at your maximum level of success, I often talk about operating at 100% of the energy that you have. And if you're operating at your maximum energy, then you are being successful. The maximum energy that you have on Monday will differ from the maximum energy you have on Tuesday. It will differ from the maximum energy you have on Wednesday. But if you do your best and operate at your maximum energy, you are being successful. I always say that your best is sufficient. And so there's so many aspects of life in which we want to make sure that we have, in which we're being successful. Talk about physical wellness. Talk about emotional wellness and well-being, mental well-being, and spiritual well-being. Those four major categories, and there are others that help you to operate at your maximum wattage.
Excellent. I love the way that you are explaining it, because it's not linear, and it's something that is not only single focus. You have to focus on all the different areas of your life to be able to build up. And the most important part is that each one of us have a different level of success every day, right? The important thing is
Correct.
to put that intention to say, I'm gonna give my best today in this area of my life.
Correct.
Excellent, excellent. So any habit or any tool that you normally use in your day-to-day to achieve that success?
Sure. When you talk about success, you have to make sure that you're intentional about taking care of yourself in a manner that is not selfish. And so I like to make sure that I take some time to take a walk on the beach or jog on the beach, to breathe, to take in nature. It's important for me to receive all the elements on that beach. A little fresh air, a little water, the sand on my feet is that earth element, and then also the sun is that fire element. So I feel that I'm accomplishing so much energetically when I do this, and I'm doing it with intention. So it's an opportunity for me to not only think about my physical health and taking that walk or that jog, but it's also an opportunity, again, to get into that emotional health, that mental health, and that spiritual space. That's one way that is beneficial to me. There's so many others. At times, it could be yoga, it could be affirmations, it could be meditations. But these are the things that I rely on that keep me balanced in a state where I can operate at my full wattage.
Excellent. It's really interesting how you describe your running on the beach from a different perspective, because you see it from the different elements to getting energy at in different ways, not only because of running, because of the sun, because of the air. And that's it's really important to be able to see that perspective in life, right? That is not only one action, is a multiplier of energy in some ways. Correct?
Exactly. And as you mentioned that, we have to understand that we're composite beings. And if we only focus on one aspect, then we will find ourselves lacking in others. So I know that there's a holistic approach that we all want to make sure we're exchanging ideas and concepts, and I always look to learn, even from the likes of you, having the opportunity to grasp wisdom and understanding, a varied perception, a feminine perception, a masculine perception, anything that can be beneficial to me and my success. I'm welcoming, and I'm open to receiving it.
I think that that's one of the keys of success, to be open and willing to receive, to see other point of view, because we don't know everything. But if we don't allow ourselves to have that interaction, it's difficult for us also to have this different perception in life. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Awesome.
I agree.
Excellent. So since we are talking about perception, part of the show is we always play a game to make it fun, right? Okay. So we're going to play a game called What Do You See? So you're going to see a picture, and the two of us, we are going to say what we see at that moment, right?
Okay.
So it is about perception. There is no right or wrong. It's just a game, right?
So
what do you
Awesome.
see?
A simple game of awareness. I will show you a picture and just tell me what you see.
It's a frog.
A frog, yes. Anything else?
Oh, it's just play.
Two ladies with umbrellas or something like that.
I see a man, a bearded man.
A beard. A girl sitting down, like looking
A
out.
girl staring out the window or
Yeah.
taking some type of view.
Yeah. Oh, a sculpture. Okay. A puppy.
A dog.
Yeah, a dog. Also, maybe two cats. Okay, too fast. Two branches of a tree or something like that.
Yes.
2 trees. A chicken.
Chicken. And an open mouth and lips and a nose.
Yes, yes. I see it now. Oh.
A woman.
An old lady looking down, like with a hat.
See a young woman in her chin.
I see two, like a Mexican sombrero playing the guitar.
Older man and an older woman staring into each other's eyes. A dove.
A dove. And a hand. It looks like a hand.
In the hand. Yes.
Yeah.
Saxophonist.
Marilyn Monroe, for some reason, I see just is like the face of a
Oh, I see that now.
baby.
Thank you for playing. What do you see?
Wow.
Awesome. Thank you very much for playing. You're a really good sport.
Thank you.
The
Thank you.
idea is to did you notice that sometimes we catch the same image and sometimes we don't, right? So that happens a lot in life, correct?
Absolutely. It's so funny as we do it simultaneously that we can see the different perceptions. And when I heard you say something differently than my perception, I could then see
Me too.
what you saw.
Like, like
So it just illuminates the experience for me. Like, oh wow,
yeah.
that is there.
Yeah, yeah, and I like that kind of games because in reality, in your day-to-day activities, that happen too. Sometimes I see something in one way, but it just take one comment for somebody else, and you're like, oh, there is this possibility. I never thought about it.
Yes, and I think it's so important as you mentioned this that oftentimes we have to be careful that we don't involve ourselves in becoming so absolute that we only see one perception. You know, there's so many things that are happening in the world where people need to understand one another, and there's one perception. There's only one news outlet that you can watch. You know, there's only one right way, and there are different views and different perceptions that we need to be successful in life and to see life differently.
Totally agree. Totally agree. So at this point, we're going to have a short commercial break, and when we come back, more with Dr. Myron Davis. Thank you. Todo Bello Balloons is a business that was born out of a passion for creating unique and beautiful balloon designs, including balloon bouquets, balloon arches, balloon columns, and more. We specialize in creating unique and beautiful balloon designs that bring your dreams into reality. We believe that balloons have the power to bring people together and create lasting memories, and we are honored to be part of that experience. Contact us and we will bring happiness to your celebrations with our balloons. You've been watching the Mindset for Success show. Now, back to your host, Carolina Ayala. Welcome back to Mindset for Success. Today we're having a conversation with Dr. Myron Davis. Dr. Myron, tell me something. What happened on those days when things get difficult, that you get challenged? How can you approach those kind of days?
Well, one thing that I like to do is attack each day with a positive mindset. I often have this expression that life is going to hit you like a ton of bricks. When life hits you like a ton of bricks, you take those bricks, you use those bricks to build everything that you desire. When life hits you like a ton of bricks, realize that you are the architect and you have the blueprint. And sometimes you need a moment to breathe, to regroup, to reorganize, to re-strategize, to rethink. And then you come back to that. You come back to those bricks and you can build and construct everything and anything that you desire.
Yeah, I love that image because I also believe in that. That is, we are the creators of our life, and it's not what is
Exactly.
happening, but how you are reacting to what is happening. Because as you say,
Yes.
they throw you bricks. You can say, "Oh no, this is harmful for me," or you can say, "Oh wow, I have now the ingredients to build my house, to do something different,
Exactly.
right? To create."
Right. And those are what I call the building blocks to success. Any success story is going to have its challenges. And when you rise above those challenges and you take those building blocks of success and you lay your foundation, you will find that you will come out on top. And so many people have the ability to build whatever it is that they desire, whether it's a house, whether it's a mansion, whether it's whatever type of edifice that you can think of, you have the ability to build that. And those bricks are indication that you are prepared to build.
Yeah. Do you think that challenges will stop at some point, or those are part of the growing process?
I don't think that challenges will stop, but I think the response and reaction to those challenges can change and shift. And if you have a transformative mind frame, then you can respond to those challenges differently. And you'll see them as opportunities, as we just had an opportunity to look at perception. And those opportunities will make you the best version of yourself.
Totally, totally. I believe that because many people ask me, right, in my line of work, I'm a coach, so they ask me, when this will stop? I mean, challenge after challenge. I say, well, that's part of life. It's like, I always compare it to the ocean, right? You go to the ocean and you have the waves, right? Some waves are big, some waves are small. But you don't stop enjoying your time at the beach. You know, well, it's coming. Let's brace myself and wait, and then a small one come, and then you just enjoy life. It's just to understand that challenges are part of life, and as you said, you will change your response based on experience and your lessons, right? Because you say,
That's
oh,
correct.
I saw this before. I know what to do. So let me use that experience from before to make this challenge even better.
Exactly. And using your analogy, if there's a wave that seems to be too big or something that you are having difficulties facing, you can turn to your resources. And so often we need to turn to our resources, and those resources can actually be other people and individuals that can aid us and guide us on the way, mentors, guru-like figures that will light the way on the path, and they will aid you with those larger waves until you're prepared to handle them alone if need be.
Totally. That sense of community and to be able to ask for help is also part of being successful, because you have to be willing to say, I need
Yes.
help. Can you, or how do you see this situation? Have you experienced this before? How do you handle this? What can I learn from this? Yeah.
Exactly. And I've had opportunities to have those very deep mentorships and guidance that have been beneficial to me along this way and on this path. No one can get to the level of a PhD without some form of guidance or mentor, counselor. And so many people have poured into me, and it's important for others to realize that success is going to be dependent upon those whom you surround yourself with in your inner circle, in your interpersonal circles that will aid you to success.
Totally. And part of that inner circle, as you say, there are people, but I also believe that is the information that you digest. So there is any book or something that you say, look, this is awesome, it changed my life, it gives me a different perception, that you can recommend?
Sure. One book in particular that's been beneficial to me is Leading with Soul. It speaks about the inner journey and moving forward on the path of life, but it also makes sure that you understand that you are that source and you have to go within yourself. So often individuals are looking outside for someone else or something to happen outside of themselves. But it is very much so an inner experience and understanding what is in soul, what is in your heart, and how will that come forward. One of the benefits of looking at leadership and understanding the power of leadership is looking at your desire to serve. The desire to serve has to precede the desire to lead. And that's going to be so important as you look on your inner journey. Where do you desire to serve? And you'll begin to find answers. I found that book to be very enlightening, and it's an excellent read.
Amazing. So when you say leading with the soul, how do you apply that in your daily life, a practical way?
Sure. When you're leading with soul, for me, I understand what is at my source, right? So that means I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. And when I realize that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, I'm going to go to that source. What is within me? I believe that I'm a child of God, and I believe that I take time to meditate, to use meditative techniques, balanced breathing. I have an opportunity to place my hands on my laps and breathe softly, deeply, rhythmically. And I take in those moments to see the thoughts and the beauty that the day has for me. And it should be a daily experience. We should have this time where we recognize our soul in the same fashion that we nourish our bodies. And it is the most essential thing that we can give our time and attention to.
So for somebody who is new in this nurturing of the soul, right? We are used to nurture the body. What will be the first step that you can recommend?
Well, the first step I would say is to begin to analyze your body. When I utilize my meditative techniques, I analyze the entire body, the physical body, starting at my feet, rising to my legs, to my knees, to my thighs. You go to your generative organs, to your abdomen, your chest. Evaluate the arms, the hands, the neck, and the face. See where there's any stress or discord. And then I focus on my spiritual body. And I begin to visualize and imagine the light above me. And that light that is above me, I let it descend within me. And I begin to illuminate my entire being. And I eradicate any form of stress and anxieties or the likes. And in that quiet space, I begin to hear the answers. And that's what the meditative time does for me. So I hope that is a starting place and a place where people can begin to analyze themselves and their lives. See, why is it that there's this cramp in your foot? Which foot is it? Is it the left foot? Is it the right foot? But begin to see that pain dissipate. Begin to register the light after you've swept through the entire being to ensure that you're just not carrying a load that's preventing you from operating at your 100% wattage.
Excellent. I love it because it's simple. It was really, guided. So if somebody wants to do it, it's super simple. It doesn't take long time. It just takes awareness, right?
Exactly.
And sometimes that's a difficult step for people because becoming aware means also you have the responsibility. Now I know that this is happening, right? I have to do something about it, right? So that's the next step.
Exactly. And as you talk about awareness, we're often in this state of a coma where we're dormant and life is just happening and we don't have this intention and this time that we dedicate to this awareness and being aware of our light, of this wattage, this divine energy that is available to us. And as you tap into that and as you become more and more aware, again, that wattage will shift and it will grow and expand, and you will be the light in the world that you need to be.
Yeah, I like to tap, into that awareness. I always ask myself why I'm doing this, to match it with the purpose, right? Because if you have a purpose for this, then you are being of service, you are doing this to help others, you are doing this because there is another goal after that. It's not just the fact of doing, you're doing with a purpose. So that's one way for me to bring awareness into what I'm doing, because otherwise, as you say, we are like robots. You do this, you do that, you go, you drive, and sometimes you get to the place and say, how did I get here, right? You are not even aware that of the driving. So if everything that you do, that's what I was saying at the beginning, you put a positive intention, a positive thought form, a positive belief, you can change the outcome. And part of the outcome is to become aware. Because when you're aware, you say, oh, wow, now I have all these universe of possibilities that I can do and I can change.
Yes. Yeah? I agree with that wholeheartedly. As you said, this universe of possibilities, and the universe will begin to operate on your behalf, and all the good that you desire will magnetically come to you as you charge yourself. And I love the fact that we can have this type of discussion among enlightened minds and share it with larger communities.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. So one final thought form. If there is somebody who is getting, want to be more purpose driven, or they want to move forward into their success, what will you tell them?
Well, first I would tell anyone who's looking to get into their purpose to begin to think about your desires, your noble desires, and to begin to place them and put them in action. I tell often people that in every moment that you walk in your purpose, you are the moment that the world is waiting for. And so begin to walk in your purpose. Believe that. Be that moment for someone in a small way, in a large way, but be that moment, walk in that purpose, embrace it. And again, every moment that you walk in your purpose, you are the moment that you're waiting for. And I believe that everyone has the ability to be a moment for someone else.
Totally. Because we are all a light, and we are here just to share that light, right? And to
Absolutely.
ignite other people's light. Because sometimes you don't realize one of those actions with purpose will ignite something else in somebody else. So they can also start moving with purpose and towards success.
Absolutely. And, so often we don't know when we jumpstart someone else on their path, or just give them a little spark for their day, and how that light then travels. That light is never ending. I find it to be eternal and infinite. And so it has to go forward, and it has to go to someone else. And we all get to also have it simultaneously. So there's no need to dim your light
Yeah,
or be jealous of someone else's light, because that light is within you.
totally. Beautiful, beautiful said. I love it, because that's exactly what we should encourage even more, right? Don't be
Yes.
afraid of being yourself, because your light will ignite so many other lights. And that doesn't mean that you have to dim yourself. Amazing
Yes.
way to describe it. Thank you very much. So that's been all for today with us, with Dr. Myron Davis. Thank you very much for being here with us. Until next time, if you want to continue the conversation with Dr. Myron, you have his information below. Up to next time. Thank you. Thanks for watching the Mindset for Success show. Join us every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. to learn how to master your mind and achieve success in every area of your life.